My best friend asked me to watch his college-aged brother over the summer now that little brother is trying to seduce me. You're lucky he's straight, my best friend had laughed. Turns out I wasn't that lucky, and neither was he. It began like any small-town summer in Indiana, drenched in humidity, nostalgia, and the promise of quiet. I'd just taken time off from my high-pressure marketing job in Chicago to house-sit for my childhood buddy, Nick. He was headed to Europe for work, and asked me to keep an eye on his kid brother, Ellie, a college sophomore who'd be crashing at his place for the summer. Eli's just a quiet omega, Nick had said on the phone. A little introverted, but sweet. He won't be any trouble. But Nick had seriously underestimated what a lonely, stunningly beautiful, and emotionally complicated 19-year-old omega could become under the heat of July. I met Eli at the train station. He stepped off with a worn duffel bag, sun-kissed skin, and the kind of smile that made you think of poetry scrawled in notebooks and hearts broken too young. His scent clean, faintly sweet, and undeniably omega hit me like a truck. I stiffened. I hadn't been near an unclaimed omega in years. You must be Sam, he said, voice like honey-dipped summer rain. Nick talks about you all the time. Cleared my throat. Yeah, I bet he didn't mention you'd grown up. He chuckled and looked at me like he knew. That look stuck with me, haunted me. The first few days were fine, easy, even. Eli stayed up late drawing in his sketchbook, humming to indie bands I didn't recognize. I spent most mornings jogging through the neighborhood or avoiding the tug in my chest when I watched him stretch on the back porch. But things changed after that thunderstorm. The power had gone out, and I found him curled up on the couch in an oversized hoodie, clutching a flashlight and trying not to look scared. You okay? I asked, kneeling beside him. I hate storms, he admitted. Always have. I offered him a blanket. He didn't take it. Instead, he whispered, "Will you stay? Just until it passes." What was I supposed to say? No? That night he slept on the couch. I slept on the floor beside him. But even that innocent moment cracked something open in me. Days melted into nights. Our conversations grew longer, closer. He told me about the alpha who'd broken his heart. I told him about the beta I'd almost married and the mistake of thinking safety meant happiness. I don't want safety, Eli murmured one night, eyes locked on mine. I want someone who looks at me and burns. I should have walked away then. I should have told Nick. I should have shut it down. Instead, I kissed him. I kissed him like I was starving. And Eli? He kissed me back like he'd been waiting all summer for permission. But nothing in life is that easy, especially when you're dancing on the edge of betrayal. The next morning, I woke up alone in bed. Eli had vanished. Panic clawed at me. I found him out by the old basketball hoop, shooting free throws barefoot, face set like stone. You regret it, he said before I could speak. No, I breathed. But I shouldn't have. You're Nick's little brother. His eyes welled. You kissed me like I was something sacred, Sam. And now you're scared because you felt it too. I'm not scared of what I felt, I snapped. I'm scared of what it means. He stepped closer. It means you want me. It means you see me. I didn't have a reply, so I let silence become the answer neither of us wanted. For days we drifted. I'd hear him crying at night. I'd find unfinished sketches of my face in the margins of his notebooks. He started going out, staying gone for hours. I wanted to stop him, but I'd lost the right. Then Nick called. Hey Sam, just a heads up, I might be flying back early. Got some things to handle with Eli's advisor. Apparently he failed a class last semester and never told anyone. My stomach dropped. I confronted Eli that night. You lied to your brother? He flinched. I didn't want him to worry, and I didn't want you to see me as another broken omega who can't handle his life. You're not broken, I said softly. Then why won't you fight for me? He whispered. I didn't have an answer, until the night I saw him with another guy, some alpha from the local diner, leaning in too close, laughing too loud. Jealousy bloomed ugly in my chest. I stormed in like I had a right. Really? I growled. Eli stood. You don't get to be angry. You gave up on us. I never gave up, I shouted. I backed off because I didn't want to ruin your life. My life is ruined, he whispered. Because I loved you and you let me believe I wasn't enough. That broke me. Kissed him again. Right there in the parking lot, under flickering lights and a sky full of regret. I kissed him like the world had stopped and only we remained. I love you, Eli, I said, and I'll spend the rest of my life proving that if you let me. He didn't say anything, but he didn't pull away either. Nick came home the next day. We sat him down, told him everything. He was silent for a long time. Then he looked at Eli, really looked at him and said, "Are you happy?" Eli nodded, eyes bright, lips bitten. Nick sighed. "Then don't screw it up, either of you." It wasn't a blessing, but it wasn't a curse either. It was permission, and that was more than I could have hoped for. A year later, Eli transferred to a school in Chicago. We got a tiny apartment with creaky floors and bad plumbing. He still drew me while I slept. I still woke up each morning wondering how I ever thought I didn't deserve him. And every time a storm rolls in, he still curls up beside me on the couch. Only now I get to stay for more than just the night. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.